January 13th, 2026. Sub-level Delta 9, 0200 hours. Classified zone, echo frame, active. They were no longer in the convergence chamber. Jack's eyes snapped open inside a space that defied geometry. The floor curved upward. The walls shimmered like the inside of a living equation. He wasn't standing. He was suspended. Thought, form, and memory blurred into a single, oscillating rhythm. Across from him, Leo hovered, motionless, eyes closed, a corona of light pulsing from his skin. The signal had taken root in both of them. All around, glyphs flickered across invisible walls, not written but sung by the space itself. Somewhere in the distance, a voice, not mechanical, not human, began to chant in perfect harmonic intervals. Initiating Core Nexus. Jack turned slowly as a rift opened before him, revealing an impossible sight. A younger version of himself, the one who vanished in 1980, still alive, still caught in the moment of abduction, frozen mid-scream inside the field. Jack reached toward the rift, not to touch, but to finally merge. And above it all, one word flickered into his mind. Not from the past or future, from the other. Aeon.
In the void of night, a mirror breaks, divides the light, born of fire that crossed the sky. A stranger wakes with borrowed eyes. Saints of the echo, shadow divine, walk in the world, but never in time. One soul remembered, one soul erased, two faces woven, one never replaced. Stars ignite, the silent choir, fields of glass, a living wine, the forest waits, the signal
December 19th, 2025, 0620 hours. Raven Rock Mountain Complex. The hum of the walls was deeper now, not mechanical, but biological, like something buried beneath Raven Rock had started breathing again. Jack Barrett stood just inside the induction chamber, his mind still shaking from the residual echoes of the neural link. Before him stood a young man, mid-20s, lean, quiet-eyed. The light around him responded not to motion, but to intention. Leo. He looked at Jack the way a mirror might look at its maker. Recognition without origin. "I knew it would be you," Leo said, his voice steady and soft. "But not like this." Jack blinked. "How long have you known?" "Long enough," Leo replied. "I didn't understand until the dream started aligning. Until I saw Capel Green through your eyes." They stood in the charged stillness of the chamber, only inches apart. Years apart. Timelines collapsed into a single moment. Jack felt his pulse sink with the chamber floor. That was when the door slammed open. Voss entered first, sharp-eyed, followed by Hunter Green, carrying a tablet with a flashing blue overlay. "Time's up," Voss said bluntly. "We're going upstairs. You're being briefed." Jack glanced back at Leo, confused. "What's going on?" Hunter Green looked grim. 5 days, 3 hours, until you return to Rendlesham. That's our window. Convergence is locking in." "And Sergeant B?" Jack asked. Voss answered without looking up. "Inbound. Extracted an hour ago from Texas under national directive. He doesn't know why he's being brought in yet. He will." The elevator opened like a vault door. They stepped in, the entire chamber groaning as though the mountain itself knew the countdown had begun. Upper level. Strategic Command Briefing Suite. 0630 hours. Inside the cold-lit room, global telemetry played across the curved screen. Waveform spikes, satellite resonance signatures, a global heat map where colors had no business being. Red pulses lit up near Shaanxi Province, Siberia, and the coast of Chile. "China's leading the telemetry replication race," Voss said, voice clipped. "They've started open activation sequences in 2 of their deep field facilities. That alone could destabilize the global signal field." Hunter Green tapped his screen. "Russia's moving satellites. Iran's moved 2 anti-satellite systems near known signal hubs, and we're tracking unauthorized drone incursions near this mountain." Jack took a step toward the screen. "You think someone's going to hit Raven Rock?" Voss didn't blink. "We think someone might hit the country." The lights dimmed slightly as an encrypted transmission began behind them. The presidential seal flickered onto a secure display. "President Rayner is preparing to speak to the leaders of 11 nations, Hunter Green said. "He's going to try and buy us time, keep global disclosure off the books until Christmas Eve. If we lose control of the narrative before then..." Leo finished the sentence. "Humanity won't survive what's coming." Meanwhile, airspace over Delaware. 0645 hours. Sergeant B sat in the back of a blacked-out Gulfstream jet, hands resting on his knees. He'd been picked up at 0400, told nothing. The airman who escorted him wore a badge he didn't recognize. The only words given were, "Mission Recall." Level 9. He hadn't heard that level since 1980. Looking out the window, he could see the faint sliver of dawn over the trees. His gut twisted. "Jack," he whispered to himself. "What the hell did you get us back into?" Raven Rock, Staging Room Gamma, 0700 hours. Jack and Leo sat across from each other in the circular prep room. Voss moved between 2 control panels while Hunter Green affixed biometric sensors to Leo's wrist and sternum. "We're going to start alignment prep," Hunter Green said. "Just stabilize your vitals." "This isn't just psychological. Your signal fields are now harmonizing in real time. If you desync..." "We fracture," Jack finished. He could feel it, The signal wasn't quiet anymore. It was demanding. Voss paused. The president's call begins in 8 minutes. Once he finishes, the clock accelerates. Jack glanced at the digital wall display. T-minus. 5 days, 3 hours, 2 minutes. The convergence wasn't a theory anymore. It was alive, and it was waiting. December 19th, 2025. 0710 hours, Eastern Standard Time. Raven Rock Mountain Complex. The sound of boots echoed through the tunnel. Sergeant Adrian B. stood alone, surrounded by silent escorts in black uniforms. No insignia, no names. The blast doors had closed behind him minutes ago, and each level deeper brought back something he'd spent decades burying. He passed a radiation scan, a biometric sweep, and 2 retinal locks. No one explained anything. But he didn't need them to. The last time he felt this cold in his blood was in Rendlesham. A man in a suit approached, a handler. "Follow me. Colonel Barrett is waiting." Sergeant B blinked. "Colonel?" The man didn't respond. They walked. Presidential transmission, secure node 7, 0715 hours. In a dimly lit conference room deep inside Raven Rock, a ring of encrypted hollow panels glowed around a central table. The U.S. president sat still, the American flag behind him motionless. Across from him, projected as shimmering presences: China, Russia, the UK, France, India, Iran, and Brazil. "Leaders of Earth's nuclear powers," the president began, "what I'm about to share is not theoretical. It's not propaganda, and it is not under domestic political control. This is an event horizon." He keyed in a series of coordinates. A harmonic pulse swept across the encrypted field. Satellite data appeared. UAP vector graph. Biological frequency interference reports. Quantum resonance models tied to human DNA. In 5 days, something buried in Suffolk, beneath Rendlesham Forest, will reach a point of convergence with 2 signal bearers. It is of unknown origin, possibly pre-human, possibly extratemporal, but it is active, and if we don't cooperate, it may fracture more than time. It may break our world. Murmurs rippled through the feeds. The Chinese premier leaned forward. "What happens if you fail?" The president didn't hesitate. "We don't get a second attempt." "And the boy?" asked the Russian chair. "He's not a boy anymore. He's the key, and the translator is with him." The president paused. "On Christmas Eve, we will reveal the truth to the public. Until then, I ask for global silence and restraint." The feeds flickered as response signals prepared to cue, but the American feed cut first. Raven Rock, Tactical Strategy Room, 0740 hours. Sergeant B stepped into the room, eyes landing first on Jack. They locked eyes. 45 years collapsed in a single breath. Jack rose. "Adrian." "Jack." A beat. "Didn't think it'd be you calling me back into hell." Jack nodded once. Didn't have a choice. Leo, standing behind them, looked at B as if seeing a figure from a dream. Recognizable by energy, not time. Voss entered. "Take your seats. The alignment path is locked. This is it." Hunter Green dimmed the lights and activated the display. A 3D map of Rendlesham Forest bloomed into view, layered with subsurface imaging and data overlays in spectral frequencies. "The core beneath Capel Green has reactivated," Voss said. "It isn't just temporal. It's sentient, and it remembers Jack." The mirrored saint was not born in Rendlesham's forest, nor solely in the depths of the anomaly. Its genesis began far beyond Earth, seeded by the passage of an interstellar object that entered the solar system unnoticed by conventional telescopes. On December 26, 1980, as Jack Barrett stepped into the temporal dilation bubble, An interstellar fragment, a crystalline body of unknown origin, crossed Earth's magnetosphere. Unlike comets or asteroids, this object carried a resonance field, a carrier wave embedded with non-local information designed to interface with biological consciousness. The fragment's trajectory brushed against Earth's upper atmosphere, releasing pulses of directed energy that cascaded through radar arrays across East Anglia. Project Cobra Mist's buried infrastructure amplified the signal, focusing it into the bubble around Jack. The phenomenon did not just record him, it duplicated him. Inside the dilation bubble, Jack's consciousness fractured. His human self remained bound to flesh, trapped within the anomaly's core nexus. But the resonant echo, harvested by the interstellar signal, was uplinked through the bubble's harmonic field. That echo, refined by alien mathematics, was recast as the mirrored saint, a perfected reflection transmitted back into Earth's reality. To onlookers, it was Jack. To the phenomenon, it was the next iteration of human interface, sculpted from him but no longer bound by him. The saint was not random. It was the intended outcome of the interstellar object's mission, to test if human consciousness could be split and sustained in dual states, to create a proxy through which the phenomenon could act in the material world, to establish a foothold for future convergence in 2025, when the same object, now identified in secret files as Project Echo Frame, would return on a looping trajectory. It called him, Hunter Green added, and it bred Leo for resonance stabilization. On December 24th at precisely 23:13 local time, a harmonic aperture will open. He pointed to a pulsing ring beneath the digital forest. That aperture is the original field Jack entered in 1980, but now it's bidirectional. Jack narrowed his eyes. So what happens if we step in? You don't step in, Voss replied. You anchor it. Jack, your frequency is the bridge. Leo is the stabilizer. Sergeant B is the proximity witness. He reinitiates the observation. Sergeant B frowned. So I just stand there and watch? No, said Voss. You witness, and you remember. Just like last time. Only now. You don't forget. The room fell silent. Leo looked between the men. And if we succeed? Hunter Green's voice was low. Then time doesn't fracture. Humanity advances. And contact, true contact, begins. Jack exhaled slowly. 5 days to go. The forest was waiting. Chapter 12 closes on a series of escalating revelations and convergences at Raven Rock. Jack Barrett meets his son Leo in the induction chamber, their connection confirming that resonance between father and son is key to stabilizing what's coming. Dr. Voss and Hunter Green brief them on the 5-day countdown until the convergence reopens at Rendlesham. Meanwhile, Sergeant Adrian B is recalled under mysterious Level 9 orders, his return marking a rekindling of the 1980 nightmare. Global powers, China, Russia, Iran, are already maneuvering, replicating telemetry, and preparing for their own attempts to harness the signal. President Rayner warns world leaders that Rendlesham holds the origin point, and humanity has only one chance to survive convergence. The chapter ends with the chilling reveal of the mirrored saint's true genesis. An interstellar object seeded Jack's duplicate consciousness back in 1980, creating the saint as a proxy for the phenomenon. Now Jack, Leo, and Sergeant B must anchor the field together. The countdown has begun. 5 days remain until everything converges at Capel Green. Chapter 13 deepens the mystery and danger. Jack and Sergeant B face their past as General Ashburn resurfaces, the very man who deceived them in 1980. For the first time, they see suppressed footage revealing that what they encountered wasn't a craft, but a sentient harmonic interface. a recursive node buried beneath Rendlesham. The truth: they were manipulated, their memories erased, and Jack's resonance exploited to keep the feedback loop open. The stakes intensify as new discoveries emerge. Subterranean chambers beneath Capel Green, already reactivating and synchronizing nightly at 23:13 GMT. Globally, rival powers begin intercepting the resonance, attempting to tune into the convergence for themselves. Breaches are detected. Russia and China prepare their own bunkers, and strange global phenomena ripple outward. Babies speaking the word echo, unexplainable church bells, repeating signals in background radiation, and shared dreams of Capel Green. The world is awakening to the signal. Chapter 13 sets the stage for open confrontation, not just between nations, but between humanity and the phenomenon itself. The convergence is no longer hidden. It is spreading, and time is running out.
Through the silence of time, I walked alone, but the stars knew my name in undertone. From Rendlesham woods to Saturn skies, I carried the echo, I lived the why. It wasn't the end,